Hello and welcome to Miko Microlearning. This is John Miko and this is the third video in the dynamic array series, this one focusing on sort. And you may have sorted before in Excel, but I'm guessing you haven't used the dynamic array sort function, and that's what this video is going to focus on. So just as a reminder, this series is going to cover all of the dynamic array functions, and so far we have covered in video 1 sequence, video 2 unique, and in this video we're covering sort. As always, you can follow along with the workbook that's in the pinned to the first comment. So what is the sort function? The sort function basically does exactly what it says. It sorts by an array. There are 3 optional arguments. The first one is the sort index. That's the column that you want to sort from that array, the first, second, third column. By default it's 1. The sort order, by default it's ascending. 1 is the default parameter, and -1 descending is the parameter that you have to enter. We can also sort by column, but typically we're sorting vertically. If you recall from a previous video, we have a little table here of fruits, and we have how much we have in stock and the next delivery. And we'd like to take this array in cell E5, I have E4 over here, but E5, and we want to create a dynamic array of that range and sort in ascending order by fruit name. So this is not in order, alphabetical order, but I want to make that in alphabetical order. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say equal sort, and I'm going to take that range A5 through C10, through C10. And because I'm sorting by the first column and I'm sorting ascending, I don't have to give it any of the optional arguments. I'm going to use end parenthesis and hit enter, and it's going to come back. And now it's sorted alphabetically by that first column in ascending order. Now, because I used a sort function, which is a dynamic array function, I've in essence created a dynamic array that starts in E5 and goes to the end of that dynamic array, which is in this case G10, but I don't care because I'm going to reference it as E5 to E5 pound. So down here, I'd like to sort this, but a little bit different sort. I would like to sort this, but by in stock, and I want to see it in descending order. So I would like to really get, it looks like 550 up here where the mango is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say equal sort, and my array is that dynamic array that starts in E5 and ends, I don't really care, I'm just going to say pound symbol, and it's going to take the whole array. I'm going to sort by the second column, and I'm going to do descending, so it's -1. I hit enter, and boom, just like that, it is sorted. The same array is now sorted by the second column in stock by descending order. I'm going to go further, and this time I'm going to sort it by the date that's coming up next, so really just the third column. So I'm going to say equal sort, and I'm going to say E14 hashtag, which will give me the whole thing. I'm going to sort by that third column, and I just want it in ascending order by date. So I'm going to just hit enter, and now I see, hey, the next thing coming to us is bananas. Sort function is very nice, but really where we get more bang for our buck is when we start using it and wrapping other functions inside of it. So returning results from other dynamic array functions, and then before displaying it, we sort it. So let's go to the use case here. Okay, if you recall from a previous video, we basically have this rather large table of sales transactions. So it's about 8,000 rows and several columns. And we used our unique function to go through and get all of the subcategories. And then we used COUNTIF to count the number of transactions. And we used SUMIF to sum those transactions. But the order this comes up for subcategory is simply the order of the first occurrence. So the first subcategory it must find uniquely as football. The second must be cycling. So what I'm going to do to change this and make it alphabetical is I'll take that function that we utilized before. Okay, whoops, I'm going to go spin back over there. And I'm going to wrap it in a sort. So I'm going to take that unique function that returns those unique subcategories, and I'm going to wrap it in a sort. It's going to sort by, there is only one column, and it's going to be ascending because I didn't give it. So it's just going to sort this alphabetically, basically. And because it does that, okay, the COUNTIF is based on what's in A6, and the SUMIF is based on A6, so that automatically flows with it. So now I have that same information, but it's sorted logically by the subcategory alphabetically. Now, these are really three separate dynamic arrays. One that starts in A6 and goes down to the bottom, one that starts in B6, and one goes to C6. But for this next one, I'd like to put them together. Okay, I'd like to take those three arrays and what we call H-stack, put them together horizontally. There's an H-stack function which we'll show later. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say equal sort. Okay, and this time I want to sort by the count of transactions. So I'd like lowest to highest. So I'm going to say I want the dynamic array that starts in A6 to the end of A6 through C6 to the end of that C6 dynamic array. So now it's created those and put them together. I want to sort by that second column in ascending order. And I hit enter. And now we have those three things are put together and sorted by that second column in ascending order, which is kind of sweet. Now, because that was sort as a dynamic array function, these three things are now one dynamic array with three columns, and that is going to be referenced in E6 pound. So over here, I want to resort this, but now I want to put the highest transactions first, column 3, if you will. I'm going to say equal sort the dynamic array that starts in E6 pound, which gives me the whole thing, right? Because that sort function horizontally stacked them together. I want to sort by the third column, and I want to sort in descending order. I hit enter, and now I can see that, hey, women's subcategory resulted in the most sales transactions. And obviously, probably fishing, yeah, only $8.92. That's a mistake. But I want to show you how you can use these functions to kind of find mistakes, right? I'd have to go back in the original data and change fission to fishing. So anyways, that's sort, okay? Really an easy function, but man, you can see how it can be utilized to fix up your results and also to make dynamic arrays that we can reference other places. Sort typically isn't used alone. Typically it's used as a champion nested function inside of other functions. So I'm going to stop here. The next video is going to cover sort by. Hope you enjoyed this and hope it's something you can use in your career. Take care and goodbye.